Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Motorcycle Rescue and Review. Today, I'm going to be delving deeper into the 1982 GS750E project. And as you can see, we've removed the tank, the carburetors. I've pulled the carburetors off the bike and opened them up. The reason that I did so was because right around, sometimes at idle, and then sometimes between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM, there was a stumble or a hesitation. And it was minimal, but it just indicated that something wasn't right completely in the carburetors. And in opening them up, they honestly had been cleaned somewhat recently, but the pilot jets had been, the heads on the pilot jets were all stripped out and indicated that the pilot jets had not been removed. So I used an easy out to remove the pilot jets. They were destroyed anyways. And what I found was, though they had cleared the main passageway on the pilot jets, the cross tubes were all blocked with varnish. So the last person to clean the carburetors did not clean that. They kind of stopped halfway when they couldn't get the parts out of the bike. Here are the carburetors for the Suzuki, and I have them apart right now. I'm working on them, cleaning them. They honestly weren't bad, but these right here, these little guys, these are the pilot jets. These are the jets that always get clogged first. They have a very, very small hole in the end of them. And while the main passage was clear, on this particular bike, these side holes in here there's some side holes, and they were clogged up with varnish. I'm sorry if that's not focusing like I would like it to. Also, you can see on the top, this should be a space for a flathead screwdriver, and it is completely stripped out, so I couldn't even get these out without using an easy out. And honestly, one of these I had to completely just drill out because it was so stuck in there with varnish. So we've got these out, we've got the new parts on order, and we'll get things put back together, and she should run a whole lot better. So right now I have new pilot jets on order, and they should be here shortly, and once they are, I will go ahead and replace I'll get the carburetors all tidied up. It looked like there was some sort of debris in one of the carburetors in the upper part, in the upper chamber where the diaphragm sits. And so I spent a considerable amount of time cleaning out that passageway. I also synchronized when the choke is activated. It's a linkage between all four carburetors, and one of the carburetors wasn't opening at the same time as the other, so I synchronized that while I was in there. I have also ordered new handlebars. I'm going with the Emgo Magna wide handlebar. I have ordered a Suzuki clutch perch for the bike. For the time being, I'll continue to use the brake master cylinder that's on the bike, but I will probably replace that with a stock unit, if for no other reason, so that I can run better mirrors on this bike. These mirrors are junk. In the meantime, I've spent a lot of time ordering small parts for the bike. I have ordered some side covers for the bike. I've sourced some emblems for the tank, the Suzuki emblems. I actually had some spare emblems, so I will be using those. While I was in there working on things, I checked around in the garage here and found a couple of Suzuki emblems for the gas tank. So these are genuine OEM Suzuki emblems. And although there's no holes for the two screws, you can see there's holes in the emblem. There's no corresponding holes in the gas tank. But not to worry, what I can do is use some 3M double-sided tape on the back of these, and I can mount them securely onto the tank. And what I'm going to do, these are light metal, and so if the curvature doesn't exactly match the tank, what I'll do is just carefully bend it into shape so it fits perfectly snugly on the tank, and attach it with the tape, and then we'll touch up and just make it look really nice. So easy fix on the missing Suzuki emblems on the tank. I'm going to be looking for more emblems for the side panels. And while the tank is off, while the bike is apart and I have easy access to it, I'm going to be pulling this valve cover off and adjusting the valves, making sure that I'll check them. Hopefully they don't need adjusted, but I'll check them and replace the valve cover gasket as well, and retorque the head bolts. I think that's it for this update. I will continue to keep you posted on what I'm doing on this GS750, and hopefully over these episodes where I'm working on the bike, you will kind of see a transformation, and even in the way that it runs. I know on the video it sounded like it ran pretty good just right off the bat, and it didn't run poorly, but there will be a marked difference in the way that this bike runs. And I'm especially going to be focused on the braking performance. It's improving right now, but I think I've got fork oil on a brake pad. But I'll keep you up to date. And what I'm looking for is a bike that just runs flawlessly. No bad noises, no leaks, no drips, and a bike that I can confidently take anywhere. And that's the goal on all my vintage projects. And we'll just let you come along and enjoy the process with us. And it is a process. If you're working on something like this yourself, man, there's times where it's easy to get frustrated, or you do one thing and you think that it's going to fix a problem, and it just reveals another problem. And it can get frustrating. But if you persevere, a lot of my time is when I have a problem, a lot of times I go and do some research and read about it and figure out what's going on before doing a job. A lot of times, even before doing a job, I'll look up how to do it, what to look out for. And that time spent preparing really saves you a lot of time and money and aggravation when it comes to the actually doing the project. And it also really helps to have people who are smarter than yourself or have more experience than yourself that you can go to if you have questions. Being humble enough to ask for help is really a key strength when doing a project like this. And if you have any questions that I can answer, or you want to shoot me a question, if I can answer it, I certainly will, or I'll try to point you in the right direction if you're working on a similar bike. All right, hope you enjoy this video. Have a great day.